Tallon Overworld is the main hub of Tallon 4. With its jungle overgrowth aesthetic mixed with the remains of Frigate Orpheon, there's a lot of ground to cover in this overworld, so let's see what you couldn't miss. Tallon Overworld introduces us to the blast cap shrooms. These plants are very volatile, exploding at the slightest touch. Though, weirdly enough, while it may seem touch is causing these mushrooms to explode, that's actually the furthest from the truth. These shrooms are simply tired of being ignored and only explode when touched if they are not acknowledged first. Though, due to Samus's visor preventing eye contact, the blast caps can't verify if they have been ignored or not, leading them to explode on Samus no matter what. Soon after the blast caps, we also run into Zoomer, who somehow escaped the Frigate Orpheon prison along with some of his friends. Though sadly, Zoomer, due to this success, gained an ego and forgot all the things Samus did for them, causing an instant fallout, ending in Zoomer's demise. The overworld is no stranger to hype moments, with this being the location we unlock the space jump. Though while many people will jokingly say they are getting their Jordans when acquiring this upgrade, not many know of Nintendo's original intention to base this upgrade off of a shoe brand for paid ad placement. Originally, the space jump would have been modeled after Doc Martens or Timberlands, though unfortunately these negotiations never went through, with the stated reason for this being paranormal occurrences. Blood flowers are very common across the overworld and weirdly enough have almost nothing to do with blood, but that is if we consider blood in the traditional sense. Thinking about the term blood in the sense of a familial line makes much more sense for this organism. Clearly the defense mechanisms of firing off spores of poison must have been evolved into after years and years of natural selection, leading to the original name familial blood flower being shortened to just blood flower. The realization process of moving through the downed ship in Tallon Overworld just to realize it was Frigate Orpheon all along is a defining moment in every first playthrough of Metroid Prime. But originally during development, this was not the case. This frigate was actually supposed to be a sister ship of Orpheon named Orphan. Frigate Orphan was originally supposed to house an orphaned Metroid that would aid Samus during the remainder of her journey on Tallon 4, though due to many complex systems needing to be coded for this companion to be possible, it was cut from the final game. Most underwater segments in Prime don't have much enemy variety overall besides reskins of land enemies. However, the Jelzap is definitely the exception, and while it is a little sad the Jelzap is alone in the water-specific enemy category, most Jelzaps don't really seem to mind. If we look closely at their model, they usually wear an extremely happy smile, implying that they revel in their uniqueness and actually enjoy being the only water-specific enemy. Near the exit of the downed frigate, there are many rooms that require the use of the thermal visor and the wave gun to re-energize many of the doors that are blocking our path. Though, while these slight puzzles are not terribly designed, the fact they decided to put 3 back to back to back was not the move gameplay-wise, though the reason for their implementation actually makes sense. As we all know, Metroid Prime moves away from the general 3 hits to defeat a boss structure, but this concept is probably subconsciously ingrained in many of Nintendo's developers and design team, leading to mistakes like repeating the same puzzle 3 rooms in a row possible. The final gear upgrade Tallon 4 has available to us is the X-ray visor. This device allows us to see through any walls that are a little too thin for their own good. While this usually leads us to valuable goods, the fact utilizing this visor requires constant emittance of X-rays means that Samus essentially becomes Medusa, but instead of turning those she sees to stone, she gives them cancer, sadly meaning that any enemy that is lucky enough to survive an encounter with Samus may still be dead pretty soon after the encounter due to the extreme amount of X-ray exposure. And that is the end of this video. And guess what? If you enjoyed, you know what to do.